You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Julie, vocalist.
Jeff Westlake, guitars.
Josh Kitchen, drums.
Chris Sammons, bass.
All right. Now, you guys have a new album that just came out.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Just released June 10th here in the States. Releases in Europe.
We're just going for the United States.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
23rd, June past Monday.
Okay, yeah, so it's out everywhere. Deadly Passions on Demolition Records, and it's if you've heard Bombshell, it's a lot heavier. So a lot of people are really kind of digging the fact that it is quite a bit heavier than Bombshell. But it was produced by Jeff, and we did it locally in our hometown. So it's a good album, we think. So hopefully everybody else will think the same.
Now, I noticed you had an Alanis Morissette cover, and a little different from some of your past covers, the AC/DC and the Skid Row. How'd you end up picking that song?
Well, we've done the song live quite a bit, and everybody seems to like it, and it's such a fun song to do. We just like always throwing a cover, you know, just to, I guess, kind of surprise people, you know, because people like to hear stuff like that. So we just decided to put that on there, and it's, you know, it's a little bit different too from her version. It's basically constructed the same, but it is a lot heavier than what she does. So.
Now, you guys played acoustic last night at the Delancey. What type of covers are you putting in your set? I mean, did you just play your own stuff? Or?
Just our own stuff.
Yeah.
No covers in that. The covers are fun. We like to do them, but that's not the selling point of the record. So we stick to our own material.
Sure. Now, you guys still working with Michael Wagner?
Up until this record, yeah, he's about as busy now as he was in the 80s. He's working with Doc McGee again with the band called Cricket X and a bunch of other stuff, so he's really busy. We actually saw Michael when we were going to the mixing process for this album in February, and that's actually the last time we've seen or talked to him.
Now, what's on the future for you guys for this year?
Well, through the rest of the year, we'll be touring. Where we start July 17th, I think, somewhere up in Minnesota. We'll be going all the way through Minnesota. We're going to be playing Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, Wausau, and there's a bunch of other places too. I'm not sure, Canton, Charleston, West Virginia, tons of dates. And then we'll be taking that on even further into August. And then I think in the 1st of October, we leave for Europe.
Excellent. Now, you know, one of the things I've noticed over your guys' career is you really got a sense of purpose, which I haven't seen a lot of bands have. I mean, how quickly did you guys get over to Europe?
It was pretty quick. We formed in 2004. Well, the band actually formed in 2003 as the nucleus of the band members. We got her in January of 2004, and then February of 2007 we did our first European tour, and then November we did our second European tour. So two European tours in 1 year. We played more in Europe last year than we did in the States.
That's what I was noticing.
Yeah, and yeah, there is a sense of purpose. Just don't want to sit around and wait on it. You know,
Absolutely.
so we have gone out and done it, and you know, it took a couple years. We did Bombshell with a different lineup, and it didn't work. I mean, the album was good, but the lineup wasn't working. It just wasn't the right people. So it took us a couple of years to find these two guys who were right under our noses the whole time. And you know, once we got them on board and we got everything lined out, it literally seemed like from the summer of 2006 when we got these guys, that's when everything really started falling in place and taking off. So, you know, that has helped our sense of purpose.
Cool. Now, is there any cities or destinations you like playing? Anywhere better responses, better crowds?
I mean, Europe in general is always good as far as the crowd response. Just about everywhere we went.
It was really good at BB King's.
Yeah, and BB King's was really good here too. So I mean, you know, we have not really experienced a whole lot of places in the U.S. this past year because we have done so much over in Europe. But I mean, we have a big. We
had a good time in Seattle.
Yeah. Seattle was wonderful.
We did a thing called the Power Box Festival, which was an all-female festival. As far as running the bands and stuff like that, there's a couple bands there, us, and soon-to-be touring partners Benedictum. That's going to be picking up a part of our U.S. tour this year with us. But you had Doro, Vixen,
Oh, sure.
the Iron Maidens.
Kitty was there.
Kitty was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really cool situation to be in. We were actually fortunate enough to play 2 different nights of that festival. But I'd say that's probably the coolest place in the States that we've done.
I think so, yeah.
Now, I know this is always the loaded question, but specifically, Julie, I was reading your background in country music.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys listen to? Where do you find the inspiration?
You know what? For me, I don't know about these guys. I don't really listen to a whole lot of music because it seems that we're always in like the writing process. And if I'm driving down the road, a lot of times I'll listen to stuff that doesn't really relate to our genre because I don't want that inspiration.
Okay.
You know, I want what we do to be original, you know, and I think that really helps too with my background being country because I'm not really familiar with any type of female rock vocalist, really male, but I'm not really familiar with rock in general, or I'm starting to, but I don't really listen to a whole lot of stuff at all. Are you guys?
Oh, I mean, I think we all have varied differences. We all have some of the same things that we like. You know, Josh does. You know, of course, he's a drummer, so he listens to all the different kind of drumming and different drummers. Chris is jazz infused, which he brings that to the table of the band, which makes things really cool. You know, but I couldn't tell you the last time I sat down and listened to another band. I mean, and actually listened to them. I'm always in the studio when we're not on the road or writing. I produce,
Okay.
so I get to hear plenty of stuff. But I don't ever let anything else influence me, especially when we're writing. I listen to talk radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Glenn Beck and Rush Limbaugh. I don't necessarily agree with them, but it's the only thing I can listen to that doesn't have music.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So, but I can honestly say the last album that I listened to from front to back was probably Master of the Moon from Dio.
Oh, I was going to ask you that. Now, how you hooked up with Craig Goldy?
That's a process. That started back in November of 2006. Craig had gotten in contact with us and wanted a copy of Bombshell. And so we sent him a copy of Bombshell, and then we took off and went to Europe, and he got back in touch with us, and we talked throughout the spring. And then he decided, hey, let's do this, let's try. So we brought him to Kentucky, where we base ourselves.
Right.
And we brought him out there for a couple of weeks and wrote, and just honestly realized at that time that wasn't going to work.
Okay.
Wasn't going to work for a lot of different reasons. Craig wanted to go a completely different direction in his writing style than what we wanted to do, and he couldn't actually commit to our live schedule.
Yeah.
Well, and he's too. I mean, not to interrupt you. He's on a. He's
Well,
used to being on a. He's on a completely different, level than at the time what we were on.
Right.
And when you've been there and done that, you expect a lot. And at that time, it's like, okay, no, you can't have your own tour bus. Half the time we're like shacking up in one room or two rooms, which we don't care. We're like a big family.
Sure.
But for somebody that has been at his level, there's certain requirements and demands that he just wasn't getting.
Yeah. So, but I mean that was an experience. It was kind of a neat experience from the standpoint that's a guy that I've looked at for years, and amazed by his playing. He's a great player, but it just didn't work. And so at that point, it was around that time we decided just to go as a 4-piece, which put us right back into the rehearsal room so we could refigure the thing. 2 guitar parts out for 1 guitar and all that. But it was definitely interesting. Haven't talked to him in a while. Just saw that he hooked up with Joe Lynn Turner for Purple Rainbow or whatever that's going to be.
Right.
I think that Craig needs to go write some fresh music and quit rehashing the 70s, but that's just me.
Is there anybody you guys want to work with? I mean, either living or dead, any sort of ultimate...
I want to hang out with Gene Simmons because he's just intelligent as far as the whole marketing aspect of the band and the things that he does to make his money. I think I could learn a little bit from him.
I'd like to do some shows with Nugent.
Oh, that would be cool.